And we're live. Hey, good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? So today, coming live from my kitchen. This is my fourth live video, and I want to speak about keto bulking, and at the same time show you guys what I eat usually for breakfast, and how to actually eat for bulking and muscle mass. So I'm gonna cook breakfast while I'm doing this live. I love the live videos. Yeah, I don't have to upload them or nothing. So I'm gonna cook breakfast and then go head to work. Got a lot of work to do. So anyway, let me get started to cook here. So I've been doing a bulk for it's been about 6 months. I'm not a bodybuilder or anything like that. I'm just a normal person who works busy with a family and try to eat healthy and build a little bit of muscle. This is the first like bulk I ever do in terms of keto or in terms of anything. I've always focused on weight loss. I've always wanted to lose fat. Always wanted to lose fat while I'm going to the gym. But there was a time after being on a ketogenic diet for a very long time, and then stalling for like 8 months or 6 months, and trying to do everything to lose fat, and not and stalling and being plateauing, not being able to lose more fat. I've tried, like, I remember, everything, remove the sweeteners, remove this, remove that. A whole bunch of stuff been removed until my ketogenic diet been so strict. I have noticed, good improvement and some weight loss, but I still stalled shortly after being strict for an extended period of time. So I was wondering what the heck is wrong with me. And the point is, everybody stalls. No matter what you're doing, right or wrong, you need to know it's part of the process. Okay. And a lot of people, they start a ketogenic diet, they lose a whole bunch of weight, and then they stall and say, "Oh, what's wrong with me? What's going on? What am I doing wrong?" It's not that you're doing wrong. It's just the metabolism gets adjusted whenever you start eating less. You lose some fat, and then your metabolism adjusts to becomes more efficient to a lower caloric intake. And I wanted to go on a bulk long time ago. But I said no. I want to lose more fat. I want to lose more fat. I want to lose more fat. And then I came to the point. I said, the hell with this shit. I'm just gonna focus on building muscle. And this concept, I learned it, or the idea, I took it from Keto Savage, and he said it's better to actually. He's a bodybuilder. I follow him on YouTube. I learned so much from him, and he said it's better to actually focus on one thing at a time instead of focusing on losing fat. uh, Instead of trying to do both, you kind of a half-ass it in both ways. Not just you wouldn't build that much muscle and you wouldn't lose that much fat. If you are just starting out, just starting keto, and you want to lose muscle, and you want to lose fat and build muscle, that is possible. But after 6 months or a year or something like that, you gotta switch it out. You gotta focus on one thing at a time. If you stall trying to lose weight while doing everything correct, while your electrolytes on point, while your food intakes, your macros on point, everything on point, and you stall, you know that, hey, I think it's time to go on a keto bulk. Okay, And the thing is, you could actually lose fat while being on a bulk. Okay, for example, if you gain, let's say you're 20% fat or 25% fat, and you gain an extra 5% of muscle in whatever time that is, 3 months or 6 months or something like that, then you actually, even if you don't lose weight and you increase in muscle, therefore you have lost fat without even trying to lose fat because your muscle mass increased. And a lot of people so fixated on eating less and wanting to see the scale drop. They're so fixated on the scale instead of, focusing on eating right, looking good in the mirror or looking good in the pictures. The scale is very misleading, and I know it's not possible for everybody to take DEXA scans every once in a while. So anyway, whenever I started the bulk, and as I said, I don't know if I said that or not. It's been about 6 months. It started increasing caloric intake gradually. Gradually, I didn't jump like all the way up. And what else? What else? What else? Yeah, another thing. I have attempted, to kind of do a bulk before. But what happened is I gained so much fat in very short period of time for several reasons. I'm not sure 100% if these are the reasons, but there are also a lot of variables. Sorry about the noise. Yeah, for several reasons that I gained fat. Digestion wasn't very good at that time. I increased my caloric intake very high, and I was consuming sweeteners. I think the biggest reason why I gained fat because I was consuming sweeteners. The other thing is, yeah, digestion wasn't very well, and I was consuming maybe some other trigger food, a bunch of cheese, and some nuts and stuff like that. So I have gone up in weight, like I've gained fat, like 4 or 5 pounds within days. So I said, oh no 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 no, I can't do that. But the second time when I attempted to bulk, I did not consume any sweeteners. I did not. My cheese and dairy in general was very limited. Okay, especially the cheese. I tried to eat just every once in a while. I tried to avoid it all the time, but sometimes every once in a while I would get a slice of cheese or make something with cheese. What else? Nuts. I avoided nuts, because they're trigger food. I can't just control, eating nuts. If I have a big bag, I would finish it, almost in the same day. What else? What else? So I focused on eating real food, no sweeteners, uh, no trigger food. It's olive oil. And so from eating, like maintenance or lower than maintenance, I was actually at a deficit. And I didn't know was it a deficit until I started tracking, and I increased my calories almost to double what I was eating. And guess what happened after, increasing my calories almost to double? I actually lost fat eating way more than I used to. Okay? I was so amazed, I was so amazed. It's not like I've a huge amount of fat, but I was, gaining muscle and losing fat at the same time while eating at a great caloric surplus. I'm not saying that everybody, if they go on a caloric surplus, that would actually lose fat. It's more of the hormonal. I felt that my hormones got way better. I felt better whenever I started eating more. It's like my body was, starving for an extended period of time. My metabolism got really slow. Okay, put some of this, some of that. Yeah, so my metabolism got so slow, and so whenever I increased, my hormones got better. And I wasn't, like every day at a caloric surplus, but I was definitely eating way more than I used to. Uh, and so, yeah, if you have stalled for a very long time, and if you done keto for 1 year or something like that, it is a good idea to go on a lean bulk. Therefore, you start feeling better, your hormones get better, and you do not have to do as a very high caloric intake as the one that I did. You could just increase your caloric intake above maintenance by, like 200 calories, 300 calories, and it helps. What else? What else I want to talk about? I've tried, and during my bulking phase, I did a, like a carnivore experiment where I wanted to be carnivore, and on carnivore, it's really hard to eat a high caloric intake. Like it's very difficult. It's very difficult for me, to consume like 3,000 calories on a carnivore diet. Ooh, that was tough. But now I'm back to regular keto. I still eat a lot of red meat and stuff like that. And regular keto, with even removing, the sweeteners and the cheeses and stuff like that, I still manage to eat a lot. For example, what am I cooking for breakfast today? I had like one onion. I know there's some carbs in it, but it's not that much. Onion is a very good prebiotic for your microbiome. Okay, whenever I'm sick or something like that, I eat onions and some garlic and stuff like that. It's like I took antibiotics or something like this. It's not like antibiotics, but it feeds your good gut bacteria and it helps you heal quickly. At least it does for me. Anytime I get sick or something, yeah, it just makes me feel better. And I had 2 tablespoons of bison tallow and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm still gonna add some butter. And I got only one whole egg right now. The reason I put like one whole egg, I'm gonna cook it in a sunny side up style, is because if I consume a lot of protein in the morning, it satisfies me really quickly. I wouldn't be able to consume a high caloric intake. So I try to keep my protein low in the morning, and I consume my protein later in the day. Maybe a can of tuna during lunchtime. Sometimes I wouldn't. And then I would eat, like meat and a little bit of fat by dinner time. Because if I eat high protein now, I wouldn't be able to get a high caloric intake. So I have one whole egg, and this is 6 egg yolks. Okay, I love egg yolks. I don't cook the egg yolks. I let everything cook, and then I put them at the end to let them warm up, but they're still runny. And this way, I could eat it every day without getting sick of it. Okay, it tastes so good to me. Sometimes I add some hot sauce to it, and it just tastes amazing. And so I'm gonna wait until this one cooks, and I'm also gonna eat one avocado with my breakfast. And after I eat my breakfast, I let it, digest, stuff like that. Another tip: do not consume a lot of water with your food. Okay, for me, I've seen, some information that whenever you consume water, it reduces the acidity of your stomach acid. Therefore, whenever you consume a meal, it dilutes the acid and you do not digest the food as well. Some people argue it's not, but anyway, I find that I have way better digestion without having so much food in my belly. And what else? What else? What else? Yeah, this is a keto coffee. I have what do I have in it? I have 3 tablespoons of MCT oil. I have 3 tablespoons of cacao butter and 5 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream. So this bad boy has 1,000 calories. Okay, the way I put all the fat. This is a decaf coffee. I've already had like caffeine supplement in the morning, so I only take caffeine early in the morning in terms of supplement, and then I stop. It's just caffeine affects me worse than other people because if I drink it later in the day, it messes up with my sleep. I'm gonna drop in the egg yolks. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, put it like that. Oh. Anyway, what else I was talking about? Yeah, so this breakfast. Usually I eat about 1,500 calories in breakfast, but this one is gonna be big breakfast. Is like almost 2,600 calories. So 2,600 calories. That's already at a surplus. Okay, so if I usually wouldn't eat, I probably won't be able to eat anything for lunch. But at dinner time, I would be kind of full, but I would be kind of hungry because I always eat at night. So I mentally I get hungry even if I was full. So at night I would eat probably meat, and therefore I would have consumed enough protein, enough fat, and yeah, enough protein and enough fat. It would be like I usually consume, like 100 grams of protein and almost more than 200 grams of fat. I do, like almost 80% fat, and the rest is protein and carbs. I feel best at this ratio. So in terms of gram, I eat adequate amount of protein. I know a lot of people they say on a bulk, oh, eat a lot of protein, protein, protein. I think some people do really well on high protein. For me, I don't. I just want my protein to be at the right amount. It's not low, it's not high. It's just around that good range. If I've attempted so many times because I've seen a lot of people. Oh, you gotta eat more protein. You gotta eat more protein. I've tried so many times where I eat higher protein. I don't feel good. I don't feel good. And anything, in any diet, if you're not feeling really good, you need to. You shouldn't be doing something if you're not feeling good, regardless of what somebody says. Just like, oh, you gotta eat, 200 grams of protein. You gotta eat this much. If you feel like shit eating that much protein, you probably shouldn't eat that much. You know? And again, yeah, if you decide to go on a bulk and you are afraid of gaining fat, because one of my biggest fear is I remember like I would stall for like 6 or 7 months, and then the idea of going on a bulk and the chance of gaining few pounds of fat is very scary because I've stalled 6 months, for example, to lose 1 pound. It's very scary to risk gaining even 1 pound of fat. So what I'm telling you is Just be brave and do it. Whatever you gain on a bulk will increase your metabolism, and it's gonna be easier for you to lose weight. But what you can do is, let's say you weigh, 200 pounds, okay, or 180 pounds. Do a mark, hey, say if I gain, for example, 10 pounds, regardless of what it is, 10 pounds, I'm gonna reduce my caloric intake, okay? So, of course, whenever you go on a bulk, your weight is going to increase. Not necessarily it's fat, it might be a little bit of fat, but it's mostly gonna be more food in your digestive system. It's gonna be holding more water. So that's almost 3 to 4 pounds increase just from more food in your digestive system. Okay, but if you make a mark 10 pounds, because within 3 months, if you gain more than 10 pounds, you probably not gained 10 pounds of muscle unless you've never worked out in your life and you started working out. Then maybe you can gain 10 pounds of muscle. But if you've been, training for a while, going to the gym, and you gain 10 pounds, it's probably not all muscle. So therefore, you have gained, fat, maybe some muscle with it. So then you start decreasing your caloric intake. And as I said, if you go gradually and watch the scale, watch the trend, don't get afraid if the scale goes up 3, 4 pounds or something like that. Just make a limit. If it goes up more than that limit, 10 pounds or whatever, the same thing what I did. I see my weight goes up. I said, nope, I'm going to stay on this bulk regardless of what it is. Okay, the eggs are ready. Got them right here. Ooh, man. Look at that. I got these 2 beef kielbasa sausages. Gonna eat them with it. Add some pink Himalayan salt. And it's gonna be a good day. So what I do is I just cut it all up. Yeah, I'm gonna get it close to the camera. I don't know if that looks delicious or disgusting, but I love it. Anyway, so that's it for the live today, guys. Please subscribe to the channel. I always do experiments. Oh man, I cooked my egg yolks too much. It's not as runny as I like it. Anyway, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and if you have any questions, just put them in the comment section. And yeah, that's it, guys, and have a great day.